What's up, everybody? Andrew Tice here from Integrated Power Washing Services in Warner Robins, Georgia, and today we got something a little bit different for you. New to the building and ipso facto cleaning industry is this stuff here. This is basically it's tile that looks like wood, and they started putting it inside because it has both the benefits of the look of wood with the longevity of tile, and it's become more and more popular in the building community, and now it's getting dirty. So what I got to do today is I'm going to test a couple cleaning agents on this. Now, as you see, I've duct taped off half of it because I want to see what these cleaning agents are going to do to the finish of this thing. And if we have an adverse effect, we don't want to use that. Now, I'm going to start with one restore because, as you can see on the corner of that piece there's a little bit of grout there. And what's happened to my customer is they've had some mortar smear on there, and I basically want to show a couple of different methods of getting that off, but we're going to start first with one restore. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on there. I'm going to let it sit for about 5 minutes. I'm going to do a little brushing with a soft bristle brush, and then I'm just going to wash it off. I'm not going to pressure wash it. I'm not going to put any pressure on it because we don't want to pull any of that grout out even if it gets soft. So that's what we're going to do today, and we'll show you the results. So as we can see, I've put the one restore on. I'm not seeing any adverse effects on the tile. The grout obviously is doing what it should do, but I'm still going to brush this a little bit just because if there's any lingering grout or smear on the tile, I want to get that off. And I also want to see if any agitation is going to harm this tile, because obviously I don't want to harm it. Now, when it comes to grout removal and masonry stuff, EcoChem, the maker of One Restore, they make a product called NMD80, which is actually what is supposed to be used on stuff like this. But NMD80 is really harsh. Even at its 4-to-1 application ratio, it's still pretty strong. So we're not going to use NMD80 on anything like this, because this here, as you, this is a big lump. I don't have any of this on the other one. I just have that smear, which is a lot less it's a lot less durable, so it'll come off a lot easier. So this is what we're not really worried about. This we're worried about the smear that was on here, and so that's what I'm doing today, and we'll check back when it's dry. Okay, so she's clean and dry. It's about an hour later. There's really no noticeable difference in color when you kind of come at it from the side, but when you kind of get over here, you can definitely see a line. You can definitely see that. Now the smaller section is the section I cleaned, because you can see the grout right there. It looks like it's taken a little bit of sheen off, but I'm not sure if that's actually sheen or if the tape left a residue, because as you can see right there's a little bit of tape residue there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to clean this whole thing off with some Dawn dish detergent, a real mild detergent, very little bit of soap, just to see if maybe I left a little bit of tape residue on there, because it's kind of uneven. It might not look it, but it's a little uneven. So I'm going to take a look at this, do a little cleaning, and let it dry again and see if we got any difference, and then I'll get back with you guys. Okay, we're back now. I have this tile completely washed, and I've come to the conclusion that there is no way that I'm going to be able to use this One Restore on this tile. Basically, I think what's happened is I have etched the surface, basically the sealing surface of the top layer, and we don't want to be doing that. So what I'm going to do now is, instead of this solution I've used, I'm going to try something else. So I'm going to use a different product, a degreasing agent with sodium metasilicate in it. It's a little less harsh than an acid, but guys, don't be using acid on these tiles, because it's more readily apparent when you're inside, not in the sun. You can see the difference. Actually, that might be a good way to look at it. I can't really see the video, but you can kind of see in the shadow, it really kind of comes out. It's very dull on the side that I used the acid, and it's still a little shiny on the side that I didn't. So little word to the wise, do not be using acid on this stuff, because it did do some damage to it. Now long term, well, initially nothing. You really can't tell a difference looking at it straight on. You can't even tell. But if you turn it to any kind of side, you can tell that it has it's taken a little bit of the sheen off of it, which means it's, like I said, it's probably etched it, taken the protective coating off, and that will open it up to even more staining with things like red clay, and in dirt and grime. We don't want that. These are my customers. They've been my customers for a long time, which is why I do this kind of research, just because I want to give them the best possible product without doing any damage, and this has definitely done some kind of damage. There's no difference in feel across the tile, and it may not even be damaging it, but I'm definitely taking away something here. So we're not going to do that. We're going to try something else. So I'm going to put a piece of tape over the middle to maintain the original look of the tile, and then I'm going to try over here, which kind of stinks because there's not really any staining over here. But I'm going to use, like I said, a sodium metasilicate mix and see if I can get it to not do anything, and then we'll try to just remove their smear with that instead of the acid. Okay, so we've got our solution on here. Just like I said, I'm going to let it sit for a few minutes. I am going to brush it just like I did the other one. Now this isn't a soft bristle brush like I said I was going to use. This is a little bit more of a scrub brush with a little tougher bristles. The product I'm using on this is called Red Raider. It's something I have on my trailer at all times. I put it in a spray bottle, 4 to 1, and I'm putting it on here, trying not to get it on the other side that has the acid, which I just did. So anyway, yeah, this isn't exactly completely scientific, but get that off of there. So we're going to do that. We're going to scrub this again, let it sit for a minute, and as far as all-purpose cleaners other than Dawn dish soap, this Red Raider stuff, Russ Johnson sells it with Southside Equipment out of Lexington, Kentucky. It's pretty cheap. It's pretty good stuff. It's a great all-around cleaner. It can bite you if you mix it a little too strong, though, especially on windows. It'll spot windows. Anyway, we're going to check back and see what this looks like after we're done. Okay, so we're back and we're dry, and it turned out pretty good. The Red Raider didn't do anything to the surface. As you can see, if you can see, the sheen is all still there. You can see the line here from the acid. The acid tore it up. The acid is definitely not an option here, but it looks like the Red Raider is. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to try to put that Red Raider on this mortar and see if it does anything. So I'm going to take some before and after pictures of that and see if I can get any of that off, because that's actually what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get this off. It's actually smear, but it's just this in a smaller, less sandy consistency on the surface of this stuff. But anyway, guys, big shout out to the guys at EcoChem for saving my butt on this one. If I would have went out there and hooked them up with some One Restore, I would have dulled it out. And they may not have noticed, but I would know. And it's just something that I'm trying to give my customers the most top quality product. But yeah, the Red Raider definitely didn't do anything to the surface. Now again, I don't know if that's going to help me with the mortar smear, but I think a little bit of elbow grease will kind of take care of that for me. I'm hoping. So wish me luck, guys, and until next time.